Joining me today is a man who needs no introduction, and I couldn't begin to give him one better than he can give himself, but I'll try to anyway. He's been a champion in every major promotion he's been in, and now he is the current TNT champion. Adam Cole, baby, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be here. How are you?
Great to have you. I'm psyched. So Paragon back
Yeah.
together, the three of you guys. Possibly new members, or are you keeping it a trio?
It's tough to say. I think right now, as far as our vision for what Paragon is, obviously me, Kyle, and Roddy have such a long storied history together, both as friends and as enemies sometimes as well. But there are no two people that I trust more, not just in pro wrestling, but in my life than Kyle and Roddy. So at the moment, it feels like it's just going to be the three of us. But again, you never know. We're just thinking about when the Undisputed Era started, for example. It was me, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. And we had the same vision where we're like, we're not going to let anyone in the group, no one else. It's just the three of us. And then next thing you know, Roderick Strong comes along, and then it felt like the group really started. So I don't know. I guess it kind of depends. But right now, very, very happy being alongside, Roderick and Kyle at the moment. So we'll see.
How much credit do you take for those two being so funny? Because I feel like for most of their career they were so serious, and then when they get around you, they're hilarious.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't personally want to take any credit for it because these are the guys that I've known for years and years and years. But there is a cool thing that has happened, and I used to say this all the time to Kyle and to Roddy for that matter. The cool thing about being side by side with people that legitimately are your best friends is, again, getting to do something you're passionate about alongside the people you care about is the best thing in the world. But also there's a comfortability there. Like in super high pressure situations, if I look to my left and I see Kyle, and I look to my right and I see Roddy, I feel more in the zone. I feel more focused. I feel safer. I feel more comfortable in every sense of the word. And I know that Roddy and Kyle have said the same thing, where there's like a comfort level that we all bring out in one another. So those two opening up a little bit more and being the hilarious people that they have been for years has been awesome. And I'm glad we get to be ourselves more on camera.
You came into AEW with high expectations. You were a guy, I personally was like, this is the guy you build the company around the next however long. You've won the TNT championship. How big of a weight is that to finally get that top singles title?
Man, huge. I said since I first got into All Elite Wrestling, my goal, and it's been my goal in every company I've ever worked for, is of course you want to be a champion. You want to be one of the guys that leads the charge in the company. I like that pressure. I like being put in that situation. And obviously, for anyone who's followed my career within AEW, I've had some incredibly challenging roadblocks kind of thrown in my way between the head injuries and then 6 months later, the freak accident with my ankle. So it was really like mentally and physically discouraging, obviously, but even more so mentally. So to come back and feel the best I've ever felt, going into that ring and performing and wrestling, I feel like my old self again. And then on top of that, to be able to win the TNT championship in Philadelphia on what happened to be my 17-year wrestling anniversary. My family was there. It felt like a cool full circle moment where all the hard work, all the focus, all the dedication, all of that paid off. So man, it was one of the best feelings I've had since coming here to AEW. Being the TNT champion is something I'm real proud of.
And congrats again to you for that. And your first title defense was on Collision this past week.
Yeah.
You beat Claudio Castagnoli. What's a bigger thrill, beating Claudio in a wrestling match or beating Swiss in Uno?
Oh God, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. God, you know what? I'm going to say this, just because I barely survived against Claudio in that ring. I'll tell you what, it felt good to win. And again, I'm standing here proudly as the TNT champion. I will take on all comers, Claudio included, even though he's one of the toughest guys I've ever stepped into the ring with. But I will say, being able to rub it in Swiss's face after an Uno game, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that.
And I gotta say, like, the majority of your career, you were like a bad guy heel and all that.
Yeah.
And, like, you're such a nice guy. Like, I just talking to you right now solidifies it. But like everything I've ever seen in like shoot interviews or out of character, is that somewhat of an outlet for you that you could play such like a scummy heel, like out of character, and just be like, yeah, this is different. I get to get all this out.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I used to say that all the time. Like it is an unbelievable outlet. First of all, to me, I remember like ever since I was younger, like I've always been fascinated by villains. Bad guys were so interesting to me, like their thought process, the way that they would communicate. You always notice too that bad guys have a lot more freedom in the way they want to tell the stories they want to tell. So I was always very fascinated by villains and by bad guys. And God, I remember when I was kind of developing my bad guy persona, I used to just think, what are the things I could say? How could I walk? How could I act in ways that would like annoy me, the human being? So I just tried to completely do all of that, like the arrogance, the cockiness. I never do anything wrong, just thinking that you don't stink, all that stuff. So it's been an absolute blast being a bad guy over the years for sure. And absolutely, I think to some extent, when you get to get all of that out, it feels nice. It feels nice to play that character and get all that nasty stuff out of you. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, and that's the thing. Like the best heels are always like, yeah, they're bad, but they've got kind of a point.
Yeah, exactly. Which is so true for any villain. I think in any form of entertainment is that's where the real argument is. When you listen to a villain in a movie or a TV show or a wrestler in a promo explaining something, and you being able to go, man, he is such a jerk, but I kind of see his point. That's the best villains. Those are the best villains for sure.
The taglines were the best wrestle, and somewhat, I guess the fans are really saying is restore the feeling. How's AEW moving toward in that direction recently?
It feels like an unbelievable time for All Elite Wrestling right now. I've really noticed it too since I've been back. Is like going to these towns and going to these events and feeling like the energy from the audience. I feel like the energy is better. I feel like the excitement around the shows is better. Again, I stand by this. The AEW fans are the best wrestling fans in the world. They always come out to have a great time. They make noise from start to finish, and we see that all across not only the country but all across the world. So it certainly feels like AEW is going in this incredibly positive direction, and I'm so excited to see what happens the rest of the year.
And you had that open challenge. Who's somebody you want to defend the title against that you haven't fought yet? Or it could be anybody in AEW or outside elsewhere.
Sure. Oh man, again, the tagline of where the best wrestle. When you look at our roster, I mean, it really is stacked with the best wrestlers in the world. And there are so many guys that I would love to face that I haven't had the chance to within AEW. Will Ospreay is a guy I'd love to step into the ring with. Kevin Knight is absolutely incredible. He's done an unreal job. I'd love to step into the ring with him. For the longest time, Daniel Garcia was someone I wanted to fight, and we had a trilogy of matches, which was fun. So, man, there are so many guys on our roster that I would love to step into the ring with. Part of the reason that the open challenge happened is to get the chance to face off and step into the ring with some of these guys who I hopefully will get the chance to do so, because I got to solidify myself as the best TNT champion of all time, and part of that will be these matches that I have and the challengers that I face. So, man, I could go on and on through our whole roster, but quite a few guys I'd love to step into the ring with.
Dynamite will be live from Lakefront Arena in New Orleans this week. Adam, appreciate it. It's been an honor to talk to you.
Of course, man. Absolute pleasure.